Hello my brush lads, lasses, and everybody in between. My name is Tyler, and today we'll be looking at a relatively new commander from Modern Horizons 2, Captain Ripley Vance. First mentioned back during Ixalan block, Captain Vance finally makes her appearance on a card and helms Captain Pun, a deck that I've wanted to brew for a while. That being pure mono-red aggressive spell slinging. Everything that red is known for. Without further delay, let's take a look at our commander and what deck wants to do best to utilize her. Commander Ripley Vance is 2 in a red for a 3/2 legendary human pirate. She says, whenever you cast your third spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Captain Ripley Vance. Then, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So, that's the plan. Chain cheap cantrips and burn spells together to pump Vance, hurt our opponents, and keep our hands loaded. Let's start by looking at our instants and sorceries, since these are going to be our primary workhorses. The biggest things that we're looking for are low mana costs and the ability to draw a card and replace themselves, so anything else that the card does almost doesn't even matter. Accelerate, Balduvian Rage, Crimson Wisps, Expedite, Needle Drop, Panic, Reroute, and Stun are all instants that offer some sort of this effect, but most importantly, replace themselves after they're cast. Some of them, like Reroute, can also double as protection spells if we need them to. Sorceries like Cathartic Reunion, Cleansing Wildfire, Crash Through, Faithless Looting, Jessica's Will, Magmatic Insight, Renegade Tactics, and Warlord's Fury fill similar roles, though at sorcery speed. The upside is that the generally lower mana value is sent in to make up for the generally slower speed, because remember, we need to be regularly hitting 3 spells a turn to get the most out of our captain. This means we'll want to save most of our instants for our opponent's turns. Luckily, we have other means of getting more cards on our turn to keep our engine running, using a mechanic unofficially dubbed as Impulse Drawing, which Red is amazing at. See, with an Impulse Draw, you generally are exiling cards from the top of your deck for a chance to play them over the course of the next turn before losing them forever. To fuel this, we run the Planeswalkers Chandra Fire Artisan, Chandra Heart of Fire, and Chandra Pyromaster, who all have some degree of Impulse Draw effect while also having the ability to burn our opponents. Abbot of Carol Keep, Harnfell, Horn of Bounty, the back half of Bergi, God of Storytelling, we'll get to her later, Etali, Primal Storm, Lelia, the Blade Reforged, Magmatic Channeler, Sir Kara the Bold, Tectonic Giant, Oracle's Vault, Act on Impulse, Galvanic Relay, Ignite the Future, Light Up the Stage, and Spark of Creativity all come with some form of impulse drawing, along with a wide range of effects for extra burn damage or casting cards for free, which is in and of itself a huge relief, as the more free spells that we cast, the more mana we can hold up to cast our other spells. And to help us gain more mana to cast more things, we have Bergi, God of Storytelling, as well as Runaway Steamkin. Chromatic Star, Golden Egg, and Guild Globe, while not necessarily ramping us, can help us filter our colorless mana while also drawing cards. That's what I'll hit on next. While having cheap cards that replace themselves is great, there's also times where we'll end up with a handful of lands and nothing to do. To combat this, we have cards like Burning Tree Vandal, Enthusiastic Study, Faithless Salvaging, Fire Prophecy, Brainstone, and Shenanigans to cruise through our deck for spells. Since Ripley Vance wants to inflict burn to our opponents by casting loads of spells, we would be remiss to not include more methods of burn or payoffs for spell slinging. Gutter Snipe, Iron Craig Pyromancer, Insult to Injury, and Soulfire Eruption all back up our Blast Happy Captain, while cards like Alchemist Vial draws us cards and can stop something from attacking or blocking, and Unleash Fury can boost Vance's power to trigger even bigger burn. Swiftfoot Boots, Mask of Avacyn, General's Kabuto, and Cloak and Dagger all serve as means of keeping the captain safe by cutting off means of our opponent trying to target her. And if we run out of gas because everything is in our graveyard, cards like Cranial Archive, Elixir of Immortality, Felden's Cane, and Perpetual Timepiece can return our entire graveyard back into our deck for another go-around. Now that covers all of our creatures, planeswalkers, instants, sorceries, and artifacts. For our enchantments, we dabbled in a little bit of the previous strategies, such as Volakut Exploration for Impulse Draw and Burn, Vance's Blasting Cannons just for more Impulse Draw, and Dragon Mantle to pump Vance's power and deliver more devastating burns. But we mostly wanted to focus on getting most of our power out of our damage. Dictate of the Twin Gods, Gratuitous Violence, and Quest for Pure Flame all focus on doubling damage, making Captain Vance hit even harder. Our land base is also very simple. Barbarian Ring is a red source that can shock any target if we have 7 or more cards in our grave. Granted, it has to sacrifice itself to do so, but with our grave refreshing into our library and with our ability to add damage multipliers, it can potentially put out some really big numbers. Blighted Gorge can do the same thing, albeit it costs more mana to do so. However, it makes up for this by not requiring Threshold, so it's a little bit more readily available. Cryptic Caves can draw us cards, Dwarven Hold can stockpile red mana until we're ready to pop off, Forgotten Cave can cycle away for a single red if we're already flooding out, and Care Keep can make us some little kobold blockers to hold the front lines. Top things off with 31 mountains and we are ready to set sail. Yo ho ho! Thank you for joining me on this pirate's adventure on the high seas. If you like what we do here, be sure to shoot us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, and ring that little notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Farewell, ye scurvy landlubbers. Arr!